that I've kind of forgotten to do is bypass some oil. Now our oil pump is actually not working at the minute, so I need to make sure that's getting online as well, which is just a case of nipping these pipes together. So we can do that now, and then hopefully our oil can start pumping again, which would be lovely. I think I put some automation down here. Nice. Because at the moment our petroleum is only getting made when we've got some hot oil from our metal refineries, which means that we're not getting a big surplus of petroleum. We've got a little bit in this tank, but we've not got massive amounts. And I'd kind of like to start getting through some of our oil. So I'm thinking we could probably just do a little bypass off here. Or maybe run it from here. Hold on. Just so we've got a bit more oil going into these tanks at the top. So this is our oil line, isn't it? So we could just carry this on up here. XT, how's it going, buddy? Oh, yay, it's Kate. Thank you very much for the raid. How's it going, folks? How the devil goes it? Right. Okay, let's just chill for a minute. Let's just let them do some stuff. Good evening, folks. You're not searching my screenshot. Oh, sorry, XT. I completely literally forgot last night. You said something about an oxygen setup, didn't you? I will have a look. I'll have a look right now. Hold on. I'll tell you what. I don't normally like to get distracted like this, but I'll have a look, XT. Come on, I'll do it. What was I looking at? Screenshot my coolant oxy farm. Coolant oxy farm. Pro tip on top. Should have a little problem with the system. Well, you know how to fill the radiator now because you spoke about that yesterday. So you know how to fill that. Water needs to exit the radiator in a thermoregulator. You probably just need to use liquid shutoffs like we talked about last night, mate. I think we answered this on stream. You might want to look at last night's VOD and go through it again when we were talking about it, because I think I answered all that with how to get the liquid out of your pipes if it's running too cold, and you just use like a liquid shutoff like we've got down here. So here we've got obviously our liquid pipe thermosensor, and it's detecting the temperature of the liquid in this radiator. If the temperature gets too high, it activates our liquid shutoff, which then sends the water on its merry way into our dumping pipe. So yeah, this is the setup I think you need, mate. And then use this sort of bridge into the system to fill your radiator. I think this is the build that you need. I do have a video on the YouTube as well. If you have a look at on my YouTube, there is a super simple oxygen setup. It's like showing the build, basically. This is the build that we use in that setup, so you can actually watch a YouTube video showing you how to do it. That's probably the easiest thing to recommend. It's in the tips and tricks playlist. It's in the tips and tricks. Right, okay. So we're going to need quite a bit of steel. We're up to 6 tons now, but I think the bottleneck now is fossil and lime. So let's do a bit of a dig for some fossil if we can find some. Because obviously we've now got the exosuits down here, so I don't mind doing a few, you know, higher priority digs down here. Getting busy, get some stuff dug out. Like, we've got some fossil here that I'd quite like to get access to. So yeah, maybe we'll go across here or something. Tits and chips. We've got some petroleum here. It's a bit trolley, but that's fine. Don't actually have that. Oh yeah, we've got a big patch of fossil here. I quite like to get this. But when fully full, pipe between your oxygen farm and cooling building will do damage to the pipe in the cooling building. So when your oxygen pipe's full, you mean? You can use an element sensor then. If the pipe is full, stop doing your thing. You know, use an element sensor on the pipe that your oxygen is coming through, and if that pipe is full of oxygen, toggle off, you know, your cooling. That's probably what I'd say would be a nice way of doing that. We use that sort of automation on our oil refinery up here. No, our metal refinery. So on our metal refinery, this might look a bit confusing, but it's just 2 bits of automation. So what we basically have on our metal refinery is this is our exit pipe from our metal refinery that goes through a liquid shutoff and then feeds back into the metal refinery, right? But if the oil's too hot, I don't want it to go back into the metal refinery, right? So for that, we use a temperature switch, which basically says if the oil is above 260 degrees, you can activate and dump the oil out into our refineries up here, into our oil refineries. And that will then refine that oil, right? But what can happen in the meantime is, if the pipe is not fully emptied on this refinery, so the refinery has an internal storage, you see. If the pipe is not fully emptied on this refinery and we pump any more oil in and the refinery starts working, it kind of bugs and further cooks your coolant oil. And you can have like problems where you get crude oil going up to bajillion degrees and stuff. So what we have here, we've got a little bit of automation on this piece of pipe, and all this basically is a element sensor on a NOT gate. And what this is basically saying is if you detect crude oil, toggle this off. All right. So if there is crude oil in this pipe, you are not active, which means that your metal refinery runs until it's ready to dump its crude oil, and then as soon as a piece of oil hits this pipe here, it toggles off the refinery. So that's probably the automation you need. Yeah, this game again, too complicated for me to play, so I just have to be content watching. Electron, how's it going? But at the moment you don't have automation. You fucked then, XT. Then you are fucked. I can't help you. I'm sorry. Get automation researched. Stop being an noob. I can't help you. Help me help you. Jesus. Don't you want the long-haired slicks in your base? Good deco is good for Space Cadet. No. Long-haired slicksters are pricks. Long-haired slicksters are pricks. All they do is eat oxygen. I don't care about them. Fuck me, they do a lot of deco though. No, I don't care about them. To be honest, most of the time my dupes aren't going to be in the base anyway, so the bonus that these give me is null. And the amount of oxygen they need is lots, so fuck them. I don't want them. Oh, Jesus. You see that I use doors. I use doors. You have to be more specific, XT. I'm sorry, mate. I can't answer randomness. You need to tell me what you're talking about. Long-haired slicks are sucked down O2 like nobody's business they do. That's kind of why I'm a bit pissed off that they keep making more long-hair boys, but if you look at the chance of eggs... yeah. But yeah, we'll dig these out. We need, as I say, we just need some more fossil. It's actually harder to see now they've changed the texture from the white. So we've got a bit down here, a bit down here. I need to be a bit careful digging out this abyssite because we have got some bands of abyssite like down here that's really hot. And I broke into one down here by accident. It made a shitload of petroleum and also some sour gas, which is why we've got sour gas kicking around up here. So I need to be a little bit careful where I dig out. Where else have we got some fossil? We've got a load of sour gas down here, which is a bit annoying as well, but I'll probably just let all this stuff out in fairness. It's not really a drama. It's just a little bit of a pain in the ass. But let's go over here. Let's get you dug out, and let's put a couple of bits of ladder in here as well. And yeah, we'll start just clearing out some of this crap. Because I think we already put like lots of bits of ladder and stuff in here. We can free some more slicksters as well, because we do have a lot of carbon dioxide down here now. Got 10 kilos of carbon dioxide. I did put some pumps down here, by the way. So we've got some pumps that are based on an Atmos sensor and a, excuse me, gaseous element sensor. What is AETNs? The cooling machine. Oh, the thermonullifiers. Right, okay. Are you talking about the doors underneath these? All this basically is, on our AETNs, when obviously they will accept hydrogen all day long until the temperature around them gets too cool. Well, I don't want that. I want the rooms to only be a certain temperature. So all I've basically got is a thermosensor and a door underneath the AETN. Couldn't really be easier. So if this room gets too cold, open this door. And when the door is opened, the foundation of the AETN is broken, so it'll stop working, meaning it doesn't take in any more hydrogen. It's just a way of doing it without using power, basically. You don't need any like gas shut-offs or anything like that. So yeah. Same happened to me. I have like 1,000 tons of sour gas chilling in my base. Is there anything I can do with it other than just dumping it into space? You can condense it, Mark. If you condense it, if you cool it low enough, it will become natural gas. well, it will become methane, and then you'll need to warm it up to make natural gas. If you look at sour gas, it has a condensation point. The condensation point is minus 161 degrees, which you can easily do with like a basic thermoregulator setup or an AETN. The only problem with sour gas is its conductivity is fucking basic bitch levels. So yeah, it's not something I've really tinkered with myself, but I think that's the theory. That's what you're meant to do. If you can condense it into methane and then warm it back up, it becomes natural gas. If you've got shitloads of it in your base, I'd recommend doing that. Jesus. Okay. So we'll do a few digs over here. And we'll tidy up some of this crap as well. I'll make this a bit of a higher priority so they get this done. I need to get some fossils so that we can make more steel. We need more steel before we can do much with space. I've not got like a super mega Pacu farm or anything, so lime is becoming a bit of an issue. And although we do have lots of critters kicking about, they're not producing as much steel as we need. Especially not when I'm using it for like aqua tuners and stuff, which take a shitload as well. Sounds interesting. Guess I'll keep it for now and do that further down the line. Yeah, totally. Mark, if I was you, mate, I'd make an overpressurized tank and just collect it all. Because in the future, you might be looking for a project to do and be like, I have 1,000 tons of, you know, sour gas. Let's do something with it. You know, why not? And I'd say the properties of it are quite interesting. Like, it is its thermal conductivity is very, very low. Very low. And this is, for me, your cooling building. When you have fully piped between ATN and an oxygen farm, your shutoff will not open to empty cold water. I'm just going to wait for open shutoff. And this, for me, your cooling building. When you have fully full pipe between the ATN and oxygen farm, your shutoff will not open to empty cold water. Right, are you talking about the supply that comes out of here? No, right, okay. I have some buffer tanks here. So I've got some liquid tanks here that are my buffer tanks. Right. XT, I'm sorry, mate. Listen, there is a little bit of a language barrier, right? I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. Come on, give me a break. So I have some buffer tanks. So these tanks here are my warm water that's ready to be cooled, and they're just daisy chained together. So this tank leads into, this tank leads into, this tank leads into, and so on, right? And I've got these cold water tanks, hot water tanks, right? And all this is basically means is I've got a buffer to store my hot water whilst this is getting through all my cold water. Now at the minute, my cold water is backed up, so I've got 5 tons in here, 5 tons in here, and this one's starting to fill. But I've still got warm water that needs to be processed. So eventually what will happen, all these will get processed, right? And then the only thing that might happen is I might have an excess of cold water sat in these pipes, okay? Now, if that happens, it's fine, because I've got automation here that deactivates my cooling from this room to this block of metal where all my liquid cooling is. Do you understand? So this is all a vacuum. And these doors only transmit temperature from A to B when they're closed, okay? Now, the automation in this is literally connected to this pipe sensor. So if there's water in here that's too warm, these will close. But if it's cold, they'll open. Does that make sense? So you can probably see it happening now if you wait for a sec. There you go. Now we'll get a surge of cooling coming in. All right. And then the water's getting cooled in the pipes. Oh, Mark, thank you very much for the follow, buddy. Welcome, 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 mate. Any questions you've got, mate, ask. Anything you're stuck with, ask. I have no problems with that. No problems whatsoever. Now this is running pretty slowly at the minute because it's had a big backlog to deal with. But in a minute you should see that this will open again. So if you look at the thermosensor here. There you go. And now it's toggled off. Electron, 7 months. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. And there you go. That's how that works. Does that make sense now, XT? Have we got to the bottom of it now? Oh, jeez. What do the graves inside do? The graves are there as a heat sink and in memoriam of those who gave their lives to build this. All right? Okay. Bobek, how can you make a legit way to vacuum space in a container like that? A legit way? Just whack a pump in. This is legit. We built this legit, Bobek. Legit? This wasn't done in debug. This is done normally, mate. We built this on stream. What does the grave inside do? Yeah, as I say, it's a heatsink hazardous. I have a question, Life. Why are you such a bearded bastard? Never before. How dare you? No worries, XT. No worries, bud. I'm sorry it takes a little while, mate, but there is a bit of a language barrier. I'm sorry. It's not your English, it's mine. So I was watching some videos of other people and only saw they were using tools, so I was asking. Oh, I see, Bob. Well, no, I wasn't taking offence, mate. I was just saying this is legit. The easiest way that I would normally do this, and I've probably still got a liquid lock kicking around somewhere. So, like up here. So this is a vacuum up here at our gold volcano. So what I would normally do on the outside of the build, I'd put a little liquid lock like this. We've probably got one down here as well. So all I've done is made a liquid lock outside so that my dupes can access. All right. So what I do is I break through the wall. I'll slap in some pumps. I'll make the room a vacuum, and then I'll rip out all the pumps because I hate leaving debris and stuff in rooms. Get it all pulled out, and once it's a vacuum, fix up the wall. And we've done that all over the place. It's kind of how I like to do things when it needs to be a vacuum. There are ways of doing it with corner building, depending on what's in the room. You can make vacuums. You can make a vacuum the size of the asteroid by building 1 block by 1 block corner building, if you know what I mean. So, for example, this little vacuum here behind these tiles, we made this vacuum by building this solid, destroying this block from this tile and this block from this tile, and then you have a vacuum. And you can expand on that and expand and expand and expand, so...
You're a good.
You're a good. Thank XT. Thank you, buddy. You're a good. Thanks, bud. Thank you for the monies. That is appreciated. Yeah, you're quite right, pause. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, the reason I might have been a bit prickly about that then is because I do get people coming into the stream sometimes and they just say, oh my god, why are you building all of your base out of debug? You're such a dick. And I'm like, I haven't. I built it all live. All of this has been built live, motherfucker. But yeah, that's the easiest way. And then, as I say, you just build yourself out, rip out your liquid locks and you're golden. The only time it fucks me up at the minute is this build. So this one not so much, but I've been vacuuming out my around my geysers. I've got a geyser up here that I can show you. So I vacuumed out this geyser so that it's thermally insulated, which I thought was a really cool thing to do. And then unfortunately there's a bug at the minute with geysers whereby occasionally you can get massive amounts of gas being spawned inside of a closed area. So for example, this room originally had no chlorine in it, and now we've got 3 kilos of chlorine per tile. Which is really annoying. I don't know why it happens. It's just a weird bug in the game at the minute. This one down here I had to break open because it was filled with carbon dioxide. Massive amounts of carbon dioxide. So sometimes this is kind of why I've still left some of these liquid locks kicking around. In case anything terrible happens, I'll just leave my liquid locks for now. But if this runs for 100 cycles without any problems, I'll rip everything out and it looks tidy then later. So hope that makes sense anyway, bud. Debug Dictastical. I've never used debug. I break it. Oh, dude. So I do a lot of times. Still using a pump is I build a solid lock and liquid air lock against the block. Then I demo the inside of the block. Voila, it's a vacuum. Yeah, exactly, Paul. So that's sort of what we do. We build up to the surface of the wall. Okay, so all this will be solid. All this will be solid, and then we'll put some liquid here, liquid here. This will all be built, and then we just work inwards. But obviously, that then just allows you to get inside to build your pumps and stuff. If you're working with a room that's already clean, that's how you would get back in there. So for example, if I had a room that was full of hydrogen and I didn't want any foreign gases to get in there, you'd build a clean liquid lock on the way in, if you know what I mean. Candyman, how's it going, buddy? Nailu with the sub. How are you, Nailu? How's life, buddy? How's things? How's work? Every time I see you, there's a new work opportunity going on. Maybe it's a good idea to build a gas pump in each and leave it for future pumping the gas out from the geyser rooms. Possibly, yeah, Bobek. Yeah, I think I hadn't played this game for a while. We hadn't played this for like a month and a half when I came back to the game, and I hadn't encountered this bug before. But yeah, you could do that. You could just whack a pump up at the top here or something. If it's a cool steam vent, it never goes above 110, so you could just whack a gold pump in, and if you did ever have any annoying problems, you could just manually empty it. That's probably the way to do it. And we might do that before we finish this playthrough. We'll get these so they're fixed, you know what I mean? But it's just annoying. I don't know why it happens, and I've watched it happen many times. So it's a bit of a troll bug, a bit of a troll one. But meh, it is what it is. This game does like a bug. It does like a bug every now and again. And you know what? I think I'd like it less if it didn't have bugs every now and again. My hatred of debug is only slightly higher than his hatred of those few pieces of ruins that can't be deconstructed normally. Exactly. Hey, listen, I use debug, but I use it for tinkering with stuff. I don't use it in playthroughs. I use debug for fixing stuff that is broken for a reason that is out of my control, and testing theories, and destroying ruins. That's it. Oh, Jesus. Work's been nice. I've gotten used to everything by now. Nice, Nailu. How's everyone doing? Ruins still can't be deconstructed. Not fully. You can get rid of these tiles, but there's certain parts of ruins that can't be removed. So, like, we can get rid of these bits, and I can delete like an AETN and stuff, but I can't get rid of a lamp. I can deconstruct this super fantastic, futuristic piece of kit, but I can't deconstruct an light fixture. So, debug thankfully can. So, right. So again, I need to dig out some more of this down here, so we can get some more fossil, get some more steel, and get to space. We must get our ass to Mars. That is what we must do. You need to be extended down a bit. So we'll just do you to like there, maybe. I'm probably going to have like a mesh sort of mezzanine walkway dealio down here at some point, but for now, we'll just do this. Damn, this game gets crazy. It can do, mate. It can get a bit mad later on. Pretty sure you've got a desk floating around the side of your base. You haven't already deleted it. I think I did, Red Gnome. I think it's gone. The ones that are up here, you mean? Yeah, I killed them. They are dead now. They will be remembered as desks that were in the way. They will be forever remembered, for they were desks that I hate. Build a fish farm, you lazy bastard. I don't want fish, do you like my game out? Too many fish is not good, never before. This whole stream is about getting our game playable again. We've just fixed it by getting rid of jetpacks. I can't build a big Pacu farm now, it'll be lag. You're becoming the go-to stream on this, it looks like. Don't know about that, Candyman. I used to be a go-to stream for this game for quite a while, and then I stopped playing it. But yeah, it's good to see you all, don't get me wrong. But we used to get big numbers back in the day too. I just stopped playing for ages and became a big noob. So, someone I was watching raided you. Yeah, we did get a raid from Yay It's Kate, but nobody said anything. I welcomed everybody in, nobody said anything. Man, there must be so much new stuff since I've been around. There will be, Nailu, yeah. Mostly space related, I would think, mate. Mostly space related. I freaking knew it, you're a secret agent from the Ginger Planet. No! No! No, I'm not. Secretly dials in the home base. You're in game. I just recognised what it was. I see. Should have melted them down to get their steel noob. Alright, Wachunga. Listen, some of us don't like to make thermoreactors in our base, alright? I know you like that shit, but not me. Not me, sir. No way. Yeah, let's carry on digging some of this gubbins out. We can get to here. I'm probably just going to let all this crap fall out. There's a little bit of oil trapped up here, but meh. It's not all that necessary. We'll let these little slickster dudes out. Make a massive Pacu farm that is only accessible via jetpacks. Minge bag, now you get it! Now you get it, mate. Welcome back, bud. Shit. That's how we'll fix our lag. 500 critters and 17 jetpacks. Oh, Christ. Nothing there, just fixed Twitch notifications, so yeah, I'll be coming on more often. Nice, Nailu. Well, it's always good to see you, mate. I've not forgotten our forays into eco, and we'll have to play some more eco at some point. We'll need an engineer, so... I came here from her stream, so poggers, Kate poggers, raid poggers, nice. Well, I'd say I welcomed you all in, but nobody said bugger all, so I was like, oh. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so yeah. I'm just digging out some of this crap so we can get some fossil, and also tidying it up as we go as well. Which will be nice. I can get rid of these crappy ladders over here now. So we're just sort of doing this slowly over time. I probably need to put in some more pitcher pumps, but I'll probably put them up here so my dupes don't have to come all the way down. In fact, I might just put them up right up here. A pitcher pump and a pitcher pump. Just for any oil that needs to be emptied. That will be good. Yeah, fuck it. We'll break into this petroleum as well. Or maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do this. So that will be nice. I'd like to explore over here a little bit. I can see there's a bit of a bunch of fossil. We've also got a few more slicksters over this side as well. And I'll be able to finally rip this crap out so we start getting these building broken warnings. Which would be lovely. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do a dig over yonder. Let's do a bit of that. And we'll hop back up here so we can clear out the rest of this crap as well. Because getting rid of all this gubbins is going to help us in the long run. It just will. It'll make me feel better, and it will help us. And letting out a few more slicksters is always good as well. We like more slicksters. More little wild boys. Then make a shine bug light farm. 7 of them. Shine bugs with jetpacks. Yeah, that'd work. That'll do it. Nice. So we'll let this little fella out as well. The only thing is I'm going to lose a load of oil down there that I won't be able to pump. But this will probably end up being another pumping area anyway. And this is high pressure oil here, so this isn't. This is broken, but this is high pressure. There we go. I'm getting a bit more fossil now. So we're up to 4 tons of fossil. That means we can be processing some stuff into lime. Let's go and check our granulators all the way up here. This one's fossil. Is this one eggshell? Yeah, let's turn this one off and let's just process all the fossil for now. We don't actually get that much lime from fossil if you look. For every 100 kilos of fossil, we get 5 kilos of lime. So it's kind of fuck all. But it's going to be quicker than me waiting on eggs. Let's just check our jobs as well. So Farmer T-Man. Farmer T-Man, you can be promoted. And who else? Abe? Abe, are you done? Are you ready for space, Abe? Can it be? It is. Fucking sweet. Where's my thing? Where's my jobs thing? Wait, where's my jobs board? Oh, there it is. Oh, I just want to see fan out of that. The most recent eco update has apparently been community cooperation focused, really. I saw the ones a while back where it was like elevators and more moving of stuff and a few more machines, which can look cool. But I've not played eco in ages. Do thermal shift plates boost up the conductivity of the material they are built from? Boost up the conductivity of the material they're built from. Boost it up. How do you mean, sorry, pseudo? I mean, I think they just retain the properties of what they are made of, which is why diamond temp shift plates are so good. Boost up the conductivity. Do you mean like how an insulated tile technically has crazy insulation properties when it's made out of, you know, when it is an insulated tile? Did Abe not come and get his new hat? Was he asleep? Is the thermal conductivity raised? I'm not actually sure, Pseudo. Don't actually know. Wait, did Abe get his hat? Abe, where are you? Abe? Oh, where the fuck are you? Oh, he's having a wee. Okay. Come get your hat. Oh, yeah. Wait. Abe! Why is he not getting a new hat? Wait, you could do a farm and a ranch in the same area? Farm and a ranch. No, sorry, this is Drecos. This is the food for Drecos. Bristle blossoms. Abe! Get out that damn shower. Go put your hat on. Maybe Abe doesn't want to be a space dude. He doesn't have a choice! Eat the frost bun. And then have a shower. He's still got a researchy hat on. I like how they're all eating different foods. I'm glad they're not all just eating one food. I know it doesn't do me good for morale, but morale's low at the minute. I like that they're all eating different stuff. Abe! For God's sake, man, where are you going? You're showering again! Put your hat on! What is wrong with this game? He took his research hat off and put on a space helmet to shower. It doesn't make sense. Why? Why did this happen? And now he's really happy about it. And now he's leaving. Yeah, sorry. Stress is low. Morale is high. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Turnus. I got that all the way wrong. All the way wrong. Right. Abe just equipped his new hat there. Did anyone else see that? Whatever. The shower is the new job. It's the new job board. Yeah. Do not question them. I'm sorry, Asnus. It just confused me a lot. Ah, Jesus. Right. So, let's carry on down here a little bit. Hello, friend. Come on. Stop doing a thing. You'll be okay. Yeah, we've got some hot abyssite down here, which is why we're getting this boiling gas, but that's fine. It shouldn't be too bad. And we'll just let that collect wherever it wants to go. I do love the colour of the